You about to record this as a podcast?
Duh.
Okay. Damn, I'm like too built for that.
Shit, it's cold, man. Let me turn on some heat in this month. Lord. The time of me recording this is December 2nd, 1:20 in the afternoon. And I know this morning, I just dropped, the pod with Solo, whatever. But after recording that episode, I felt an array of different, emotions, only because sometimes when, me and Spiff, record podcasts with different people, sometimes it don't always come out as, we expect it to be. And even though, like, Solo been around, he's definitely been around during, tapings of different pods, and, he done been on the pod before. This ain't his first time, but this is like the first time that me and him has ever, really sit down and just kind of just talk some shit. And I really enjoyed that conversation that I had with him, because in that episode, he dropped a lot of gems. He dropped a lot of jewels. He definitely gave me some type of, insight to what, his young mind is thinking about, right now. And so after that, I'm driving home and I'm thinking about, life and everything that's going on with myself. And I was just super duper excited, or I was just happy for, I don't know, I guess I was just excited on how, the podcast came out, and I just went home with a good feeling. And some things took place or whatever, after I got home or whatever. And then I kind of woke up today, and I just felt like I kind of just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and I hate feeling like this, and I don't know how to feel about it. So I always like to kind of like, maybe kind of talk these things through to see if I can try to, maybe figure it out. But yeah, this ain't one of those episodes, man. This is just me just talking to y'all, just just trying to figure shit out, man. But before, I get into, what's going on and, my mind at this particular moment, I wanted to, address, a couple things, man. I've been kind of shying away from, like, the whole, mental health, checks that I started, doing, like, once, what was it doing? It was, like, the first Monday of the month, because, as time goes on, me and Spiff, we decided, like, damn, man, we getting really close to the 50th episode. Instead of, dropping two, pods, our regular pod and the mental health pod, those two pods on that first Monday of the month, maybe I just shy away from that and just do the regular pod. So that's kind of like the main reason why, the mental health pods haven't been coming out. Also, I'm going to be in Vegas, this coming weekend, and I think we don't come back until, like, Tuesday or some shit like that or whatever. So me and Spiff will usually record the pod on either like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and then we release it that Monday or whatever. And since I'm gonna be in Vegas, I really didn't have any content to, like, really put out. So I thought, today I'm going to just kind of like talk to y'all, let y'all know what's going on, and, release this while, I'm in Vegas. So either, the time of, this podcast, I either might be drunk, or I might be, hopefully in a good mood, or I might be looking like I'm having a good time, but having a terrible time in my head. I don't know. That's just how life goes, man. But I'm just wishing for the best, because I'm just looking at this trip as kind of like a reset, because it's well needed, man. Because I deal with a lot of stress that I necessarily don't need or don't want or whatever. And hopefully, this trip, these couple days, and I can just, try to, reset pretty much, man. So, yeah, so that's why, the mental health pods and, that shit hasn't been, coming out, because we're getting close to the 50th episode. So, again, man, if y'all got any feedback to, what y'all want to hear. I know we got a couple, suggestions on, what we gonna do and everything like that. And that's still in the works. I know we wanted to, drop like a little File Crew episode, and my surprise was I was gonna have Chucky, be on it, just kind of talk some shit and just kind of explain, maybe one or two stories really quick, while he was in town. But as time goes on, man, I saw Chucky like once, and he was around, we was all with family and everything. It just wasn't the right time, and he was getting ready to leave, so it's just the timing was just off about that. Maybe we still might have to call him on the phone, or maybe we just have to figure some a different type of route, or a different type of episode that we're gonna drop for the 50th. But yeah, so if you got any feedback or anything like that, please, email us at, meechspiffpod@gmail.com, or y'all niggas know, man, hit me up on the motherfucking, Instagrams and whatever, and just let me know what y'all, want to hear, or, just some suggestions really quick. And so, yeah, man, but I got to put these ads in, because, nigga got to, do what he got to do. So, I'll be right back after this. Hey, man, I ain't going to hold y'all up. We coming to 2020. This is a new year. This is a new you. This is a new me. So, if you haven't done already, man, get you another form of income in your pocket, my baby. Go ahead, start recording the podcast, man. Shout out to Anchor, man. So don't pussyfoot around, because it's free. There's creation tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can be easily heard on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, all that other stupid dumb shit that niggas like to listen to motherfucking podcasts. And you can make some cheese from that podcast with no minimum listenership. So everything you need to make a podcast is all in one place. So download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started, you punk bitch. So just kind of like picking up from what I was talking about in the beginning of the episode, I sat down with Solo, and one particular thing that he said that really, 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 really got me thinking, and just been sitting on my mind all day, is that he said that he realized that sometimes we not the center of people's thoughts as we think we are. He said, yeah, you might cross a person's mind, but honestly, their mind is caught up into so many other things, and that's so true, man. It's so true, because I honestly I sit and think about, my family or, my loved ones that, that I hold true and dear to my heart. I think about them all fucking day. I'm always thinking, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I, if I don't know, man. I'm just always thinking about them. It's like, no matter if I tell them or not, they're constantly on my mind all day, man. It's no other thing or nothing that's more important than, my family and, and just thinking about them and just like constantly like worrying about them. But I guess my thing is that certain people's actions and the way that some people may operate, it just lets me know that the way I may feel or the way I might think about them all day is, it's not the same, man. And I'm starting to really understand, like, maybe I'm not as important to, to certain people as I might think, they are. Like, and don't get me wrong, a nigga be in his fields or whatever. It is what it is, just keeping all the way G real with y'all. A nigga might be in his fields or, sometimes a nigga want to, show affection and love and things like that. And sometimes it don't get reciprocated, but, a lot of times it don't. But it is what it is, we keep moving. I try, a different day or whatever. It is what it is, man. But I constantly think about and try to figure out, ways to like make myself happy, and what I realize is that sometimes I be looking for validation, from others, and sometimes when I don't receive it, I get down or whatever. It is what it is. But with me not receiving that type of, love or validation or whatever like that, I tend to overly, show love and affection, because honestly, that's the type of shit that I want. So I always spread out, much love and gratitude, to, hopefully to everybody that I try to come across. Sometimes, I be in my ways, whereas, I kind of shut people out or, shut out my loved ones. But I always try to like overly show love, and that's only because of, the lack that I feel like that I should receive, man. Because honestly, man, I get so down on myself, and it may be for a day, it might be for a couple days, it might be for a week. Hopefully it don't don't last too long. But I get so down on myself because I feel like I am deserving of so much more, man. So much more. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. And with everything that I'm saying today is that I guess that's why I kind of like, I like doing like the whole like just talking to y'all and doing like this whole podcast shit. Is only because that sometimes I may not express myself in a way that's, clear, or it may come off a certain type of way. But honestly, the type of person that I am today, I'm not the same person as I was, a year ago, a few years ago. I'm starting to try to really figure out who I am and myself. And like my dad always say, I might not be the best to expressing or explaining things, but however you you take it the way that you want to take it, and you take out the good parts and the bad parts you take out, and like he always said, like that type of stuff. It's like he may not be the best way to explain it to you, but however you get the message, you take what's good from it. And I guess this is my way to, for y'all to like understand me, because I do this type of shit not trying to I guess get some type of gratitude or get some type of response out of somebody. I'm just doing it just strictly because I need to hear it come out of my mouth, and I'm trying to figure it out. And if God forbid something ever happened to me, I want my son to to look at like, man, you know what, I want to know what the fuck my dad was going through on December 2nd at 1:35 in the afternoon. I want to know what the fuck he was thinking. I want him to look at these 40, what episode is this, 47 or 48, I don't know. I want him to look back and be like, you know what, I understand part of what my dad is about from these close to 50 episodes, man. Even if it's just a small little snapshot into my world, if God forbid something ever happened to me, I want to leave, at least some advice to my son, or, some insight to my mind, and what possibly could help him, if need be, if he's ever going through something and he want to know how he can get through it, because you never know what you may be going through if nobody knows about it, man. You never know who you can help in the process of helping yourself. So I guess that's like kind of like the one of the reasons on why I like really doing this podcast, is because I want to leave something for my son, man. I don't know where this shit is gonna lead, but I hope it leads in the right direction. Hopefully it'll lead to some type of monetary value, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck if I ever make $1 off this shit. It is what it is. I don't care. I just like doing this shit because I just like talking shit with my niggas, and I like expressing myself. But it's really funny that some of these conversations that I have, like on these like little mental health pod and everything like that, is some of the conversations that I have with Spiff, like off pod, off the podcast or whatever. And one thing that I was talking to Spiff about, maybe it was about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, is that sometimes I am envious of certain people's talents for certain things, man, because I necessarily haven't found what I'm good at. I'm definitely mediocre in a lot of shit. Like, I'm okay, like I'm decent, you know what I mean? I just need to figure out what I'm good at, and hopefully I put this time in and doing this pod. Hopefully I can find something in the process, man. It's funny because I was, after I had that conversation with Spiff, just trying to find out, what my talent is and everything like that. And I went home that night and I literally went on Google, like typed in how to find my talent. Like, I was just hoping and like grasping for straws, like just trying to figure out something. Like, nigga, if it was like one of those personality quizzes or something like that told me like, nigga, you should be doing this, nigga, I did it. Flat out, man. I was on motherfucking Google like, man, how the fuck do I find out my talent? I did this whole ass little whack ass little quiz or whatever. Man, I did that shit, man, and I felt so fucking corny doing that shit, man, because I think I got to the end of it. I was like, man, this shit don't even sound like me, man. This shit is fucking goofy, man. Flat out, man. That shit was fucking goofy as hell. But that type of shit just makes me think, like, am I, like, really just going through the motions? Like, is all this shit really well worth it, man? Because I don't know, man. I really don't fucking know, man. But one thing I do know is that I feel like I'm definitely destined for, like, greater things, man. And I know everybody say that, and certain shit is just not for everybody. Like, believe me, certain shit is just not for everybody. But I feel like, in my case, like, I am destined for something so much bigger, so much greater. Because, Lord knows, man, I done been through some shit. And it's time for me to come up, man. It's definitely time for me to, you know, to just, man, I want to win, man. Like, shit, flat out, nigga. I want to fucking win, man. I'm so damn tired of taking losses, nigga. Man, I feel like Meek Mill, like, 2 years ago. Like, nigga, I am getting beat the fuck down, nigga. When it's gonna be my time to win, man? I can't look at a time in my life whereas I had a good stretch and say, like, nigga, at this point in my life, nigga, I was balling, I was doing this, I was doing that. I cannot look at a time in my life and really say that, because every time that I look back, man, I look back and be like, damn, nigga, I fucked up in this situation, nigga, lost money, nigga, I went to motherfucking jail on Thanksgiving, nigga, lost so much money, nigga, I had terrible ass relationships, nigga, that left me depressed, nigga, I done been in motherfucking legal situations with my family that damn near fucked up our whole livelihood. It's like, I can't look at a single point in my life whereas I done can say that I fucking won, man. I can't. And that's the type of shit that I think about and that keeps me up at night, is that when is there ever going to be a time where I can say, like, nigga, yes, nigga, I'm shitting on you fucking peons, you feel me? When is that time going to come for me, man? I don't know, man. I don't even know. But just I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss right now because I got so many different emotions and everything that's going on in my mind, and it's hard for me to try to, like, get them all out because they all swirling and circling my mind right now. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me take another quick break real quick. Hey, man, Peep Gang. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Shit, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground with Spiff, man, we had a lot of questions, man. Like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? Also, how do I make money off this podcast, man? Man, Peep Gang, the answer to every one of those questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast, man. Secure the bag. Listen, man, me and Spiff, man, we ain't come here to get paid off this, man. We just wanted everyone to enjoy, and listen to our convos and stories about, our upbringing. But why not get paid for it? You know what I'm talking about? So, if you always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. Again, that's anchor.fm/start to join me, Spiff, and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. And guess what, man? We can't wait to hear your podcast, man. So, hey, that's it. But yeah, man. But I don't want to leave on like a bad note. I definitely don't want to leave on a bad note. I was on my way to work this morning. I noticed, my one of my biggest inspirations on doing like this whole podcast. Shout out to Taxstone and his podcast. Free Tax, man. That nigga in jail right now. So sometimes periodically, every so often, they call him from jail just to kind of get his input on the world and everything. And he was definitely one of the main reasons why I decided to do this whole podcast shit. Him and also Combat Jack. Man, rest in peace, Combat Jack, man. Free Texan and rest in peace, Combat Jack. Like, those two guys right there are absolutely the main reasons why I like to do this podcast shit, man. One thing about Tax is that he's unapologetically just fucking Taxstone, man. He say whatever the fuck he want to say, no matter how it may come off, man. He says his mind, he speaks his truth, and he don't fold on it, man. That's one thing he do. He never fold, man. And with Combat Jack, man, he got so much knowledge and wisdom and so much game that anytime that he sat down with, one of these legendary artists, whether it was LL Cool J, Ice-T, or motherfucking Guru, the engineer, or whoever the fuck he might have sat down with, is his knowledge for, the culture and the way he make people feel so comfortable when he sit down with them, and allowing them to open up. It's what make podcasts like that classics, man. It make them motherfuckers classics, man. And if I can be 10% of what them niggas are, then I feel like I got somewhere, man. Yeah, I feel like I get somewhere. So shout out to, those guys and being my inspiration on, doing this, man. Because, like I say, man, I don't know where this shit may go. It may not lead anywhere, but I want to do this shit for me. I want to do this shit for my son. Nigga, this is for your ears only. This is for my son. Nigga, flat out. I'm not doing it for anybody. I ain't doing it for any type of reaction or anything like that. I strictly do this podcast shit just for my son. Flat out. So, as always, man, I'm gonna just kind of leave it at that. Like I said, right now, I'm in Vegas. And hopefully I'm having a good time. Hopefully I'm saucy as hell. Hopefully, And as always, man, I appreciate all 12 of you motherfuckers for always listening, always showing love, always giving feedback when I need it. Like, feedback goes a long way, man. Feedback goes a long way, man. It sure does. Like, sometimes I look back on days like this where I might be feeling down or, you know, kind of like out for the moment, man, and I just kind of circle back and just look at some of the love that has been showed to me, man, and it just brings me right back to where I need to be. So I appreciate all the love and feedback that everybody's saying when the pod comes out, man. So, you know, I appreciate you guys so motherfucking much for that shit, man. But yeah, man, that's it. Peace. Talk to you niggas later.